Salute to Platinum. Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you? I'm back with a little quick thoughts video. I was gonna put a clip up here, but I don't have clips long enough to, cover the time I might take talking. But anyway, let's get right to it. Today, I found a little bit of information. Well, I didn't find it. My son found it. So shout outs to him because he pointed me in the direction of some information that came out from Platinum Games about the whole Scalebound situation. And I'm really glad that this information came out. I think it was about time. I mean, it took 4 years, obviously, but eventually, like I've always said many times in my videos, the truth will always show its true face or eventually be exposed at one point or another. And when I say exposed, I mean in the sense, as far as this matter goes, Microsoft got a lot of slack, a lot of hate, unwarranted for Scalebound. That they didn't care about the customers, about their fans, that they don't give no projects any chance, that they don't give them any type of opportunity, even though we know that they let people like Crytek do Rise, and they changed it from being a Kinect game to an actual full-blown game without the Kinect, and that took them 7 years. And even though we know they gave the people from Crackdown plenty of time to do the multiplayer along with the story, because it was 2 different or 3 different house working on it, and they never get any slack or credit. It's always they're stupid, Microsoft is dumb, Microsoft doesn't care, Microsoft just cares about money. So when something like this comes out and shows its face, it's a very good thing, not just for Microsoft, but for the naysayers and for the haters and for people like me that have been in this community for a while, always trying to tout positive Xbox news and always trying to keep a positive outlook and take on everything that goes around in gaming. Because a lot of people give me that hate and they give me that negativity saying, oh, you're just a corporate slave, you're a sheep, you're this, you're that. When in reality, it's just I'm being an adult with an adult mindset about the situation that's given to and that presents itself. And I said from the very beginning that Platinum Games is not the type of developer that if they did something wrong, they would keep their mouth shut and not let it be known or expose it. And in this instant, they stood very quiet. They didn't really say anything. And Microsoft, obviously being Microsoft, kept it very, professional, like always, and just kept going, even though they got the slack and the hate that they got. And, with this article today on the Xbox, I think it was Xbox Reddit, on the Twitter, on Xbox Reddit, and on the Xbox Reddit was an interview, and it's headlined VGC exclusive interview, and it says Microsoft should have taken the blame for Scalebound, says Platinum. So basically, they interviewed Platinum Games, and if you read the rest of it, it goes really in depth and detail about a lot of things that people were assuming, especially in this Xbox community that called themselves Xbox representatives and fans, but were the first one to kind of light the match up and throw, the match into the fuel to make the fire bigger and make more damage where that damage was not needed. It needed to be fixed, not made worse. And, I'm not pointing any particular fingers, but they know who they are. They know who they are. And, many of you might know who they are, which is not the point. The point is, it's always best to stay with your mouth shut, not really say anything, and keep it quiet until you hear the information strictly from the horse's mouth. Because until you don't hear it from the horse's mouth, you're never going to really know the true facts of any given situation. This just not goes for Scalebound, goes for everything. And in this article, they talk about very clearly how they were the ones to blame, and that they're pretty sure Microsoft felt like they should have been blamed or they could have done something better. But the reality is that they didn't. They didn't really do anything. They did everything they could. It just didn't work out. And Platinum Games pretty much takes full responsibility. And I gotta salute them for that, because as a developer, not only does it takes a lot of courage, but it's very classy, very classy. And Platinum Games has the tendency to have a bad rep within the industry, saying that they're difficult to work with, especially the guys like Hideki Kamiya, or that they like to act arrogant. And I think that this is a very good sign of how different things are now with Xbox, and Phil trying to make better relationships with the Japanese audience and the Japanese developers, because he really cares about them. He's been there since the original OG, which supported a lot of Japanese as well, and the 360. So I think it's a very good sign of the relationship that Phil Spencer is trying to establish within the community of developers, especially in the Japanese side. No matter what hate they get from Japan or from Europe or anywhere around the world is irrelevant. It's just them doing what they think is right for the brand, to make people see that they care and that they always have cared. In my opinion, they never stop caring. They always try to give 100%, and people just pretty much don't give them any chance. They hate. They give them flack that they don't really deserve, and from what I see, in my opinion. And obviously, a lot of you may not agree, but that's neither here nor there. I really don't care. I'm not going to change what I see and what I feel. So, again, I think it's very good that Microsoft has gotten now this burden, so to speak, off their shoulder, metaphorically. I'm glad that Phil Spencer now doesn't have to keep justifying and question or getting, harassed with questions like, oh, so why did you cancel Scalebound? Why did you care? Why you this? Why you that? Because the article speaks for itself, speaking from the head of Platinum himself. He even toned down the rumors that they were saying, oh, that Scalebound coming to the Switch. They said Microsoft has full ownership of the IP, which means that Microsoft can revisit it anytime down the road, whenever they feel like it. And to be honest, with this type of occurrence right now, with this news that just happened, this is actually a beautiful thing, because this just means Platinum Games still has a good sense of relationship, right? At least business-wise, with Microsoft. So if Microsoft ever decides, yeah, we want to go back and let you finish Scalebound, they have every right to do that, and they can go and call out to Platinum and offer them the job again. And I'm pretty sure if Platinum's up to the task, especially Kamiya, right? He can do that. And that is a wonderful thing. That means there's nothing but positivity, and everything's looking bright for the future of not only Microsoft Studios and games, but Platinum Game, and the possibility of a Scalebound in the future for us to actually enjoy and get to play. Maybe on the next console, because it'll be powerful enough where there won't be more limitations, because I think that's one of the reasons why Scalebound was having so much development problems. It was very ambitious, an open world 4-player dragon game where you not only fly on dragons in the air, but also on the ground. Never really been done before. Okay? So that same ambition made the project very difficult to finish, because it was bottlenecked with the limitations of consoles from now. And obviously Platinum Games having too much work on the table at the same time, and not being able to commit to their first project that was their biggest project, to be honest, according to what Kamiya said, which was Scalebound. So I'm glad you guys can check it out. I'll put the link in the bottom of this video on my YouTube channel, so you guys can go read it if you choose to. Like the video, comment, let me know what you guys think, and let me know what you feel about it. If you disagree, if you don't agree with me, thumbs it up, thumbs it down. If you're new to my channel, please feel free to subscribe, and if you do, remember, I'm very grateful, because I know you don't have to, but if you do, you become part of my family, and it means the world to me. like I said, guys, this came out. This just in. This is the breaking news early this morning. Big shout outs to my son for pointing me in that direction and giving me the information. So I would have never got my hands on it unless it wasn't for him. So he gets all the credit, not me. I am putting it on my channel because he's not on YouTube, but I don't get the credit for this. He does. So, big shout outs to him. But he knows I'm a big Platinum fan, big Scalebound fan. I was looking forward to it because I love dragons. You guys know that. Panzer Dragoon is one of my favorite IPs of all time. And I love Platinum Games as an action developer. They're probably the best in the business, whether I agree with them or not, with what they do. So, yeah, guys, Microsoft wasn't to blame. It was clearly stated. Read it. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this is not make-believe. It'll be linked in the bottom. Thanks again, guys, for joining me. Appreciate you even stopping by. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. Peace. Mi sala is closed.